Into the question.
All right.
You were chatting about hip hop back there for ages. We almost missed this panel because of it. So we will get onto that at some point. But you said, I've read that you said this character that you've played, Bruce Wayne, Batman, it means so much to people. But what now, looking back on your time, does it mean to you, this character?
It's a very multifaceted answer.
Sorry, I just hit
you went straight for it. I mean, what does it mean to me? I mean, like I said, there's a lot of like different ways that I can answer this because like I guess my experience means something to me, the character means something to me. But you asked specifically about the character, so really what this character has taught me is that it's okay to be flawed, and I think that's why it resonates with so many people too. But living as this character, I almost never have seen any of the episodes of Gotham twice because I watch them when they air and I kind of just like forget about them. And last night I've been traveling around Europe for the last week and a half and staying in like hostels and tents and stuff. So I haven't had Wi-Fi in a week and a half. And last night I got to the hotel here and I was like, yay, Wi-Fi and a comfortable bed. I was really excited. So I was like, Netflix, yes. I popped on Netflix and Gotham came up and I was like, oh, I haven't seen, like, I'm just curious. And I put on a random episode in season 2. And I saw kind of how, I kind of had forgotten how broken I had been playing Bruce from the beginning of the show because he made such a stark transformation, over the course of the whole show. And one of the things that ultimately I think is prevalent in all of the Batman mythos, but especially in Gotham, is that Bruce Wayne, like I said, is flawed. His strength, his determination, his perseverance, it stems from his anger and his vulnerability and his hurt. And it's gonna sound cliche because it kind of is, but everything, most things that are cliche are actually true. Is that it's a beautiful thing to see that light can come from darkness. And it's something that we say in Gotham all the time, but it's very true for Bruce's kind of character development. And I think it's an inspiration to definitely me and to a lot of people that the most beautiful things can come from things that are flawed. So I think that's what this character is to me.
Answer. I'm sorry I hit you with that deep.
First
question.
Yeah.
We went from hip hop to that. Okay, so tell me when you're preparing for this role, because there has been many Batmen, and so did you start with going, I'm going to read the comics first, or you're going to watch the movies first? I think everyone's got sort of a favourite person to play Batman. So where did you start with that? Because there's a lot there.
Yeah, well, I did everything. I wanted to do everything. So the first thing, actually, when I first found out that I got it, I was in Atlanta doing a guest star role, and my studio teacher, who I'd only known for like a week and a half at that point, but they were so nice on that set. I was in an episode of Drop Dead Diva, which I don't know if you guys have seen. Everyone there is like ridiculously nice. Anyway, it was my birthday, and for my birthday she got me a Batman encyclopedia. I was like, wow. All right, I'm going to study this. And so I studied it, and I knew everything about Batman. And then I went into the comic books, and an editor that I'd worked with sent me Batman R.I.P., and if you guys have ever read it, that was the very first comic book that I'd ever read, Batman or otherwise, very first comic book I ever read. It was for research, or it's and it was kind of a random one, but it was fairly new, so I think it had just come out. It was like 2012 or 2013 or something like that, and it was a really great one, and I just kind of did everything. Yeah, so I watched all the movies. I watched Adam West TV show, 90s TV show, as many comic books as I could get my hands on, did all the classics.
Do you have a favourite arc? And do you have a favourite
I do have a favourite arc. The Batman New 52 series from Scott Snyder and Rick Capullo, with
yes,
What About and everything.
Yes.
Fantastic. That was definitely my favourite arc. My favourite book is probably The Killing Joke, which I feel bad saying because it's so ridiculously famous, but it's so good.
It's amazing.
It's so good. I've read it so many times.
And Arkham Asylum is also really amazing, really dark.
Yes.
What about favourite Batman, favourite person to play Batman. So, me growing up, the first one I ever saw, I saw Adam West, but the first film was Michael Keaton. So
right.
Those were the first.
That's kind of your first.
Those were my first
introduction to Batman.
Yes, wow, Batman on screen. So that was my first. But wait, have you?
Yeah. Well, I had the same exact thing, but for me it was Christian Bale.
Right.
Because I think his movies came out when I was like 4, 8, and 11 or something like that. So yeah, I grew up with Christian Bale. Like that was like the epitome of Batman for me. And so that's kind of honestly like where I because I knew I was auditioning for Bruce Wayne, and that when I was auditioning, I was pre any of my research. So I just and all I knew about Batman was what I saw on kids' backpacks and Christian Bale. So that's kind of where my default was. And that's like obviously it was a little bit different, but that was kind of where the majority of my inspiration from the beginning was Christian Bale.
Now I've mentioned hip hop quite a few times.
Yeah.
So let's assume that Batman also loves hip hop.
Oh, no way.
Okay, let's assume.
No way.
Okay, and
that's a spin-off I want to see.
So let's Batman do hip hop. What artists do you think would be in his Spotify?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like what kind of rapper would he be?
Oh, we can ask that. Yeah. That would be the second part of it. But what would you think if we were like, if Alfred's just tidying up things, he happens upon his computer?
NWA for sure. A lot of NWA.
Yes.
He's an angry guy. He's bopping like, I don't want to say it, but it's a song I'm thinking of.
Nice.
I can see him running on the treadmill going, yeah, just.
So get NWA, angry hip hop.
Yeah.
What kind of rapper would he be then? Do you think?
What kind of rapper would he be?
Imagine he's like, okay, I'm rapper by day. I'm actually a rich Bruce Wayne rapper. And by night, I'm Batman.
By night, I'm Batman.
I really want to see you play this role.
Yeah, I'm gonna start writing it tonight. Honestly, why not?
Yes.
You're gonna start writing rap battles between Batman and Robin.
Rapman. Rapman. Is that easy, you guys? Rapman. Anyway, so let's move on. I was going to sing the whole thing, but I'm not going to sing it. So a big chunk of your life has been spent playing this role. A big chunk of your sort of young the last 5 years, 6 years. So do you want to do like the complete opposite next? I know you're going to go study, right? But in terms of roles, do you want to go like a rom-com or something lighter? Like, what do you fancy get your teeth into next?
I would ideally love to do a really challenging, dark indie film. I would love to do a role that's like I don't have anything like specific in mind, but I would love to do some character who has something kind of mentally wrong with him, or not like a twisted kind of character, like a serial killer kind of character. You know what I mean? Something hard. I want to challenge myself, but I would love to do something really, really dark, and then a rom-com.
Yeah, totally cool. That then rom-com. So stay intense, basically.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If I had my druthers, but yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned.
It's a lot of good options.
I was reading a few interviews and watching a few interviews online. You mentioned the essence of Batman is the power of will. Okay, has there ever been a time in your career or your life when your will has been ultimately tested?
Every time I work out. That's a really deep question.
What's your workout routine then? How hard is your workout? Did you box? Or how did you prepare for?
Yeah, when I was on the show, I was working with a trainer, mainly just to kind of teach me what the basics of fighting are, and just like I could have what the stance is, how I learned that the power of a punch comes from your waist, it comes from your body, it doesn't come from your arm. So like that kind of stuff, just kind of fundamentals, so that when I was fake fighting on screen, it would look like I knew what I was doing. Which I don't. If anyone gets into a fight with me, I just know that the power comes from your waist. And
it's all in the hips.
Yeah, so someone bugs me and I'm like, I'll hit you with my hips.
I'd love you to say that.
I know it's in the hips. I don't know how to do it, but I know it's there.
You guys better watch. I've got really powerful hips.
Yeah, I got really, really good at fake fighting. But that's about it.
How are those fake fights? I don't want to be an actor, right? I've no notion to be an actor. But I've I always imagined learning stuff like horse riding and fighting must be quite fun. Like, what was it like to learn all of that kind of stuff?
It was fun. It was hard. It was hard also, because I'm not an athletic person, so it was kind of new to me. But it was fun. And yeah, like it is cool as an actor that you can explore kinds of all different kinds of things. Anything is transferable to being an actor because it's kind of infinitely open-ended. Like Sean, who plays Alfred, who's I admire so much. He went through years and years of drama school. That's kind of the convention in the UK as opposed to the US, which I think is it's better that way. It's not enough training in the US. But he was saying in drama school, one of the things that you have to do is you have to learn how to juggle and sword fight, and just because of what you were saying, it's kind of like the basics. I don't know. Thought that was cool. I wish that I had more of that in my acting training.
Was there any kind of skill that you really would love to learn? Because I've always thought horse riding would be quite good. Useless in London, I live in London. Useless, but I thought it would be quite fun. Anything you'd want to learn that you've not learned yet?
There's probably so many things, and of course I can't think of any of them right now.
Okay, horse riding or archery?
Archery, ooh, that's a good one. None of those are a must for me.
Okay.
Gotta be honest. But if I had to pick between the two, archery, because that'd be like really cool. I would love to learn like cool party tricks, like a backflip kind of thing. I would love to know how to do a backflip, which I don't think is that hard. Like probably a couple. I don't know. Any of you know how to backflip, front flip?
So, young man there.
No way.
Can you actually do a backflip? On a trampoline, right? I'm not going to ask you. Health and safety.
I would have asked him.
Health and safety people. I've always wanted to learn how to wield a lightsaber. Isn't that
Yeah, that would be more impractical than horse riding.
Hey husband, check this out. And he's like, no, just wash the dishes, it's fine.
Sure.
So you mentioned Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Yeah, love it.
Are there any other directors, and Christopher Nolan's a great director, but are there any other directors you'd love to work with as an actor?
Yeah, there are a lot. Darren Aronofsky for sure.
Oh yeah.
Just because, I don't know, after seeing Requiem for a Dream, the acting in that is just like, it's so phenomenal that I just want to know what he tells his actors. I want to know how he gets them in that headspace, especially because all of them, like the entire ensemble is so real and so raw, and I would love to do something like that.
I saw that once in the cinema when it came out, and it was so impactful and intense. For those who haven't seen Requiem for a Dream, it crescendos into very dark places.
Yeah, it's you feel like you're doing hard drugs the entire time.
Yeah, it's really intense.
Which is what it's about. But like it's like, and he said he wants his because he's from Brooklyn, and there's this ride in Coney Island, which is in Brooklyn, called the Cyclone, which is a really old ride. It's been around for I think like about 100 years, and it's all made of wood, and it's kind of it's fun, and it's these big seats, but because it was made so long ago, it's really kind of uncomfortable and clanky, and you're kind of constantly hitting your head, and hitting random joints. So it's uncomfortable at the same time that it's fun when you go on the dips. And he said he always wants his movies. I've done a lot of research with Darren Aronofsky because I like him very much, and he says he always wants his movies to feel that way, where you feel uncomfortable, but at the same time you have to keep watching because the ride is too thrilling. That I thought was like so cool, because that's exactly how I feel when I watch a movie. It's like I don't want to be watching this, but I can't stop.
I don't think you're going to be making a rom-com anytime soon.
Yeah. I'd love to do a rom-com though.
It's like, get a Darren Aronofsky film under your belt, then maybe do a rom-com. What do you think? They were living in this time where the superhero age is upon us, right? So when I was younger, we had superhero films, but it wasn't like it is now with these big universes, DC, Marvel. What do you think about the big superhero films in general? Are you a big fan?
I am a big fan.
So are you Marvel or DC? Sorry.
Well, I think I don't really have an option here.
We'll assume that it's DC.
Listen, I'll say that I'm DC, but I do enjoy. I am DC. I do it just because I've just done way more. I'm just more connected to Batman, and I've done so much more research on the DC side, so I know much more about the DC side. So I am more of a DC fan. However, the Marvel films are absolutely stupendous, and I do love
like both.
I do like both.
I get asked that all the time. You Marvel or DC? And like, can I like both? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Like I like both.
Yeah.
Things.
I thought Endgame was a fantastic movie.
Oh yeah, and who's seen Endgame?
And Spider-Man.
Yes, and Spider-Man.
I just saw Spider-Man. That was great too. Actually, we had, I don't know if you guys heard, but we had a big, not big, but like an earthquake in LA for the first time in a while. And I was watching, I was like half asleep. My friend dragged me to like a 11 a.m. showing of Spider-Man, 4th of July. And the earthquake happened, and it was in the middle of a packed theater in LA, and it was in the middle of an action sequence. And I was like, no way, this theater's 4D. I turned to my friend out, like, you found a 4D theater? And I'd never been to that theater before. And he was like, no, I think we're having an earthquake. And I just found it funny because we were sitting in the back, I looked down, and not one person, not even said anything, but like, not one person stood up or anything. Just like, this is California. Like, nobody reacted. I was thinking, if I was in New York right now, because I lived in New York for 5 years shooting the show, everybody would be like, ah!
So,
like a huge panic.
You mentioned Spider-Man. I'm going to throw in a random question, alright? Spider-Man versus Batman, who wins?
Easily Batman.
Oh,
I'm biased, but here's the thing. I think Batman would beat anybody, villain, hero, Superman, doesn't matter who you throw at him, if he has preparation.
right, okay.
I think Batman could beat Spider-Man without preparation, because Batman versus Spider-Man, let's be real. However, I think if he was thrown up against Superman without preparation, I'm gonna be honest, if he has kryptonite in his belt, obviously, which he does, but it's minus that. I don't think he could beat Superman, but like I said, if he had any kind of preparation time, because he's literally the world's greatest detective, he could figure out how to beat anybody.
What do you guys think? So, cheer for Batman?
Yay!
Cheer for Spider-Man?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, now I asked some fans some questions on Twitter.
Alright.
So I'm gonna pepper them through with some fan questions. So this one's from Hope13 Smith.
I don't like him already.
So Hope13 Smith. If you could be on any other Arrowverse show, what would it be and what character would you want to play and why? So if you were on an Arrowverse show, what do you think?
Interesting. Don't know. My first thought, when I just heard Arrowverse show, I would love to be Bruce Wayne on an Arrowverse show. I think that would be cool. Especially now that time travel is a thing in the Arrowverse. Who would I like to be?
I think being Bruce Wayne in an Arrowverse show would be fine.
Right?
I think those actors are doing a fine job.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't want to take any of their places. I was thinking of another character who wasn't on the show. There's so many characters on the shows already. How many Arrowverse shows are there now?
Oh my god, loads. And they've got
4 or 5.
Batwoman coming out and stuff like that as well. So I reckon you're fine being Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So,
There you go, Hulk's 13 Smith, whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was Hulk 13 Smith. Are you here today? No, she's not here. Okay, so that answer's fine. So you've been, you're a film nerd, okay? So what films or what kind of films do you love nerding out about?
Well, embarrassingly, I just saw Fight Club for the first time about 3 weeks ago.
Do you like it?
And I'm a bit obsessed now. Yeah.
Darn.
Tyler Durden is my spirit unicorn.
I saw that in the so I had a choice in the cinema. I was with my big cousin at the time. This was when it was released 20 odd years ago. And I really wanted to see Sixth Sense. I was like, I want to go see Sixth Sense. And he went, I'm telling you.
Did those come out at the same time?
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's how I remember because we had a choice. And he went, I'm telling you, Fight Club's going to change your life.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, okay. And it did. And like you, I was like obsessed.
Yeah.
So good. What is it you loved about Fight Club so much?
Well, there's so much. The acting, I don't even know. It's just such a cool movie. I think the ideas of it, like that scene. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling Fight Club, but it's not a big spoiler. It's just like one of the scenes. But plug your ears if you want. Spoiler alert. But there's this one scene where Tyler Durden holds he just kind of goes into a clerk, like a drugstore or whatever, and he takes the clerk out back, into the garage and like kneels on the floor and puts a gun up to his head for absolutely no reason. And you really believe, like as the guy crying on the floor, as does the audience, that he's just gonna kill him. And he doesn't. He lets him go, and he says later, like, that guy is going to have the best breakfast of his life tomorrow. He's going to have the best sleep of his life tonight. And because, you know, I just love that idea that we do take a lot for granted. And if we could, I mean, it's what is it? It's a Buddhist belief, right? That the key to happiness is just being grateful for what you have. And I think it's absolutely 100% true, and it's really hard to do. But I think that message is just like, if it's at least if we can keep it on our minds, to actually internalize it is kind of takes a lot of work and meditation. But if you just keep that idea in your mind that the key to happiness is just being grateful for what you have and like truly appreciating every second.
Yeah, especially in these times, like, there's so much noise now.
Yeah.
It's good to just kind of switch off and just remember. I've got a couple more fan questions here.
All right.
This one's from BSlayer241.
Okay. Cool name, B-Slayer.
B-Slayer. So this person says, which actor of the cast did you learn the most from in terms of acting experience, and why?
That's actually a hard question because the acting on Gotham is, if I do say so myself, excluding me, it's superb. Like really, every single actor that I got to play with is just I learned so much. And like I said last night, I just rewatched random episodes from season 2. I was so impressed with everybody that I saw. I mean, I was like, I think I really took it for granted. My mom always says, acting is like basically like tennis. If you play against people that you're better, if you play against people that are better than you, you will get better. If you play against people that are worse than you, you will get worse. Which I think is very true. It is a muscle, and I think I only got better on Gotham, like exponentially, because I was working with people, especially people who I was working with really intimately, like Sean, who plays Alfred. Like I already talked about his training, but we'd be talking about a scene, and he would just go into this like massive backstory that he's created for his character, and he knew everything, every little detail, to Alfred's favorite flower. I think it's he told me many times, it's some blue one. I don't even remember now, but like he knew everything, and I found that so impressive. Working with Cameron Monaghan, who plays Jerome in Jeremiah, again, he is so intense, and he's a method actor, so he I don't talk to him while he's on set, or like in between takes while he's working. He's very kind of in his own space. He listens to music, and just seeing how seriously and how dedicated he takes his work, and how dedicated he is to his work. Again, only inspired me to always try my hardest. This is only in my head because somebody came up to my table earlier and mentioned this scene, which I thought was it's a really, really meaningful scene to me, where Bruce confronts Matches Malone. Even the guest stars that were hired, like Matches Malone, were so good. Like it was just awesome. I was just very, very blessed to be working among so many fantastic actors, because the acting on Gotham is really, really, really top notch.
So we've got another question here from another fan. This is a fan called Not That Blonde, and it's via Instagram. So she's called Not That Blonde. What was the most challenging part and rewarding part of working on Gotham? Challenging and rewarding.
Okay. Challenging and rewarding. I think I really don't know. Because like so much of it was so much fun that I can't even think of something that was challenging. Like it really wasn't. Like I mean, I'm sure it was challenging, but it was so overshadowed by how much fun I was having that I can't think of.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, but like that's it.
It doesn't have to be grueling and challenging.
Yeah.
Sometimes the challenge.
It was awesome. I had a great time. Like it was such a great experience. I guess the one thing that was challenging was moving away from home. I'm from Los Angeles, and the show shot in New York, so it was tough. Moving 3,000 miles away from home for the majority of 9 months every year. that was challenging, and I think that it was rewarding for me because it definitely gave me an alternative childhood, but one that I wouldn't trade in for the world, because I think that my most formative years were spent in a working environment at the same time that I was, full-time doing school, and it was a very, very busy time, like constantly just checking off things on my to-do list and just working. And I had, academics and creative and my social life, and I was constantly kind of balancing these things. And I think what that gave me is, it really gave me like now when I have free time, I just feel so useless because I feel like I should be doing something. But it also just gave me a kind of a new perspective on life and the world, and it really gave me the ability to do. I guess I don't really know. I have to think about it more, but I know it was rewarding in some way. It was definitely challenging.
Now, we're going to play, this is a little section I like to call background.
All right.
I made an image for it, and I can't, there you go, look at that little image I made.
Only one like.
I couldn't quite figure out to change the little graphic thing on
Sure.
But there we go, there's background. You looking all moody and intense there with your one like. Not happy at all.
One like.
With your one like people. So what I'm going to do is, this section's all about deep diving into your Instagram.
Oh no.
And just pick it, don't worry. I've gone easy on you. It's all good. Okay, so let's have the first image, please. Okay, so there you go. No, it's okay, look.
Oh, okay.
There, see, look, it's not that bad. Well, I didn't see anything too embarrassing on your Instagram, so this is making me want to go back to your Instagram. Yeah. Your reaction is making me go, okay. So tell me, do you have your mum come on set?
Yeah.
Right, and what, does she start standing and watch from the, or does she just start having?
If she feels like it.
Right, okay.
No, my mom is the reason I'm here today. 100% for sure. She's here right now. I don't know, she's either back there or down there somewhere. Yeah, I'm 18 now, so I could very easily kind of do this on my own. Because I started when I was so young that I needed her, and she always kind of set my, she laid out like what I was, because just quick history, I didn't get into this business because I particularly wanted to, and let me explain, because that sounds worse than it actually is. Just I never woke up one day and said, I want to be an actor, I'm going to pursue this. It all kind of fell into place. I won't explain how, but it all just kind of fell into place. And that's not to say that I didn't work hard, but just kind of opportunities came at me, and she was always, like most stage moms are kind of pushing their kid, she was always making sure that she was like, okay, if you're gonna, because I really wanted to do it because I loved it. I still love acting. Just like between action and cut, there's a high that I get that is kind of irreplaceable. And she was always the one saying, all right, if you're gonna do this, you need to know your guidelines. And like she would always make sure that I knew that school was number one, acting was number two, and so just things like that. And anyway. Getting on a rant. My point is, she was always there from the very beginning, kind of watching me and making sure that everything was kosher, if you will. And now that I'm 18, I could theoretically be doing kind of coming here on my own, doing this stuff on my own, but I just would not be capable because she has just done so much for me over the years that it's kind of I can't even imagine this kind of operation ever existing without her help. So yeah, she's
mom.
She's my number one.
Good mom. Let's go to the next one. Let's look at this. Look at that! Isn't that nice? Now you've spent a lot of time with Sean, who plays Alfred. Can you tell us something about Sean that we wouldn't guess? Like, do you have any secrets?
That you wouldn't guess.
Any bad habits? What's he like?
Oh God. What can I say? Oh God. My brain is so off right now.
We'll assume that then he's perfect.
He is an angel. He really is an angel.
So that's you and Alfred, right? Or you and Sean. Let's go to the next one. The next one's very cute.
Aww.
Who's this? Can you explain?
My puppy.
Oh.
This is Starlet. This is my superhero.
Now, your dog has got its own Instagram now.
She does.
Yes.
And she's gonna have more followers than me soon.
Now, do you take the little one with you everywhere? Or is she here now?
She's not here now just because it's tough to bring her overseas.
Yes.
However, she does come to most promotions with me.
So how's she been handling the attention then?
Oh, she loves it.
She loves it,
She
yeah.
loves attention. Yeah, if you guys ever see her in the future, please pet her and give her love. She is kind of honestly the ideal dog. We got really lucky with her because she if you want her to on the plane, she'll just go to sleep, sit in your lap for 6 hours straight, not hear a whimper, and then second you put her in front of a crowd of people, she's wag her tail at everybody. So she is the sweetest thing.
Last image we've got here. Check this out.
How cool is that?
That's so great.
Right? How cool is that? I actually met the artist of this in Germany about a month ago, and it was awesome to meet her. But yeah, I love Rick and Morty, so I was made into a freaking Rick and Morty character.
So
how cool.
Who's your favourite Rick and Morty character?
Oh, well...
I love the Meeseeks.
Yeah.
I do love the Meeseeks. That whole episode is ridiculous.
Meeseeks are great. Mr. Poopy Butthole is hard to compete with.
You took the words right out of it.
It's hard to compete with Mr. Poopy Butthole. I mean, just a name.
So that's the end of the background. Now we go on to fan questions.
That was so not bad.
Oh, that was bad.
Give me a heart attack.
David, I'd never do anything to hurt you. Don't you worry. Right, okay, who's got questions? Okay, I hope I don't have to walk all the way up the stairs. I've got a dodgy knee because I'm old. Right, so here we go. I'll start with you and then you. Okay, so what is your name, lovely? And what's your question?
My name's Leah, and what was your favourite season to film and why?
Great question. I have no idea. It changes, honestly, by the second because every season felt like, while I was shooting every season, I was like, all right, this is the best season. And then it just got better by the next one, you know? And I think it was true with the quality of the show, too. I think every season is better than last. Every season, we got into more of a groove and we knew we were doing more. I think if I had to pick one, fine. It would either be season 5, just because, like I said, every season was better than the last, or season 3, just because that's when I first started. That's when Bruce first started, really getting out more and had fight scenes, and I just kind of Bruce's horizons when he did kind of expanded then much more than any other season. So it was cool to do that. Yeah.
Hi there. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Nissa. So I have one question from Ella, you know her, and she asked you, how do you manage to not spoil anything on the show?
Well, unfortunately now I can spoil anything I want. But I guess before it was just it was actually quite nice because if I could just deflect questions, I don't really want to. I'm not moved into that. No spoilers. Sorry. Next. So yeah.
Okay.
Quite easy.
Okay. Hello, sir. What's your name and what's your question?
Hey, I'm Sam. So obviously you was cast at a very young age. So what was that first experience of when you went on set? Who was the first person you spoke to? And can you just describe the overall experience of that?
Yeah. Actually, no, I can't because my memory is so bad. It's a problem. Actually, I need help. I really have a terrible memory. It wasn't my first. Gotham wasn't my first time on set. I had worked before for about 5 years. My first time on set. I do remember my first day. So Gotham was weird because it was such a big show. We had photo shoots and stuff before we actually started shooting. But the first thing that we shot, of course, coming from California, was one of my first times in New York. It was -7 degrees. We were shooting outside, and guess who was in a sweater? Yeah. I was like, oh God, this is what I'm getting myself into. But obviously, no, I was like, this is awesome. It was the scene when, if you guys remember the pilot, the scene when Bruce is standing on the rooftop of Wayne Manor, not just learning to conquer fear, you know. So I was on a platform at -7 degrees, and then we did the scene inside with Ben and Sean, and yeah, it was a really great. I remember being really excited because I was like, damn, this is going great, you know. It was just the only details that I remember are so like non-interesting. Like I remember like the house that we were shooting at, that Wayne Manor house, was actually a naval architecture school. So there were like model boats everywhere. But you guys don't care about that. So
Thank you very much for your question. Now, this gentleman here, what's your name?
Craig. Did you ever hurt yourself on the screen or?
Ever hurt myself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of fight scenes. A lot of hurting myself. Many examples of that. One time, at the beginning of season 4, we were shooting. I don't know if you guys remember, but the season 4 premiere. It kind of starts. Like one of the first scenes is this sequence where Bruce saves a family or saves a couple from these 2 huge thugs, you know, and beats them up. And we were shooting this scene, right? And I like one of my final punches was like I had this guy on the floor. This guy's huge. This guy's like probably 6'5", and I have him on the floor and I like ask him like, I forget what I asked him, some like Batman-y question, like, where is she? Or something, you know? And I lift him up by the lapel and like knock him out, right? And silly me, misjudged, my hand-eye coordination was not on point, and I clocked him right in the nose. And he fell to the floor like he was supposed to, and I wanted to go, what, are you okay? But I didn't, because he was going along with it, so I was like, all right, I guess I'll go along with it. We hear cut, the director comes out, Danny Cannon, who's kind of our main director, and he was like, oh, it looks like you really punched him on that one. And I went, yeah, I did. And I was really scared because this guy gave me the meanest look afterwards. I was like, all right, I'm getting beat up tonight. I didn't, yes. Another time that I got hurt, that was me getting hurt, that was just me afraid of getting hurt. The one time I actually got hurt was this sequence, if you guys remember from season 5, I think this episode actually probably just aired like 2 weeks ago here. Where we're fighting this big, me and Sean are fighting this big, like, Killer Croc-esque dude in the sewers or whatever. And Sean and I both had flashlights that we were using as weapons. And there was one take where because I come up behind Sean and he's beating this guy with the flashlight. And I come up behind him to, like, kind of pull him off. And Sean accidentally, as he was rearing back with the big metal flashlight, hit me right in the eye. Had a big bruise. And it was awesome. And I'll tell you why. Because Sean felt so bad, and I could use it against him for like a good month after that. And so it was fantastic. I was very pumped about that.
Thank you very much. Okay, lovely lady here with this really cute Batman costume. Okay, so what's your name and what's your question?
I'm Laura, and what couples do you ship on Gotham and why?
Thank you.
Oh my God. Well, it's hard not to ship Jim Lee. Yeah, there's no good ship name for there. Lynn. It's a bit weak. And Big Mama Pod, if I'm being honest. Ship that. They're pretty cool.
Okay, next question. Lovely lady here, and what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name's Alma, and obviously you played a really iconic role playing Bruce Wayne, but there are lots of other superheroes and supervillains out there, so if you could play any of them, which one would you like to do?
Thank you.
Good question. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I would love to play Batman. Done that once or twice. Who else? It's really, I guess, I was gonna say, I guess I would want to play Tony Stark, but that's just because he's Marvel's Batman. So, I don't know. I have to think about it. I just had my eyes set on Batman for so long. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, this gentleman here. Okay, so name and you got Batman tattoo. So name and
yeah, no, this guy he has a really cool shirt on too. But he also has if you ever come to my table and get a signature, I always draw that logo. and he has my little bat logo tattooed onto his leg, which is freaking crazy and awesome at the same time.
Hello again, my name's Adam. Of course, the writers take inspiration from scenes from the comics and make it their own. Is there any scenes from the comics that you wish they put in, or would you have liked to have seen them put in?
Oh. Let me think. We did a lot of Gotham was cool because we did a lot of we took a lot of the iconic ones and made them our own, like the Killing Joke, where that girl gets shot. Kind of did with Selena. Oh God, it's tough. You guys are throwing hard questions at me.
I feel bad for you, Davey. We'll move on to the next question because we've only got time for a couple more, I think. So, lady here, what's your name? What's your question?
I'm Tyler, and if Gotham had to do another season, which superhero would you like to feature in?
Which superhero? Okay. It's easy to say Superman, because that would be pretty freaking cool if we had like teenage Clark Kent come over to Gotham for the day. Just take a little boat over. Yeah, Superman, right?
Superman? Yeah.
Superman. I mean, it's I'm sorry these answers are cliche, but how awesome would it be if there was a Superman, if there was a Clark Kent on Gotham? Just think about that.
Cool. So next week, I'm going to do two more, right? So lady here, because you were like this for ages. I feel bad for you. Your arm is like Popeye style now. So here we go. What is your name and what is your question?
I'm Grace. If you could transfer any movie villain to fight into Gotham, which would it be and why?
Any movie villain, period.
Yeah.
Not a superhero movie villain. Oh, okay. It's great questions. I wish I had more time to think about them.
Really putting you through your paces today. Sorry about that.
I need multiple choice.
Yeah.
Fill it out. Oh, that's a good option. Who are? I don't know why this is the first thing I thought of, but screw it, it's a cool answer. Have you guys seen Toy Story 4? Those little maniac dolls that are freaky that I have in all of my nightmares. Like those you guys are talking the smiles and Benson, yeah. Oh God. If those were in Gotham, terrifying. I swear Bruce Wayne would see those in an alley and be like, no! Okay, I'm sorry.
Good answer. Okay, over here, what's your name and what's your question?
Hello, I'm Roseanne.
Hi, Roseanne.
You mentioned briefly that you were going off to study.
Yeah.
Is there something that your mum would like you to do other than acting? Because as a parent myself, acting's brilliant, and if you get in there and you do well, fantastic.
Right.
But you can be at the top 1 minute and at the bottom the next. And as a parent, I would go, you need something to fall back on.
Yeah.
So is there something that your mum says you should go and do this?
No. Thankfully, no. And that's not, honestly, it's not really why I'm going to college. I'm going to college mainly just because school's always been a very, very important part of my life. And this is, I always think of, I feel like I just have different parts of myself. I have the normal school orient, when I say normal, I mean I have a very normal life when I go back to LA. I go to go to high school, have friends, go to school every day, and just kind of, so I have that side of myself, and then I have this side of myself. So that side of myself, the inevitable path is just college, because school just means, it's just a big part of my life. I've worked so hard at school. And also I'm just curious about the world, and I think it will only improve my general likability if I know about more than one thing. And I was actually just talking to somebody backstage who was saying that he was mentioning that almost all the members in Queen were studying something as they were making music. One of them was an astrophysicist, and I just think that's really cool. If you just know more about more than one thing. But yeah, I'm not going to college because my mom wants me to go to college. I really want to go to college, and I don't know what she would want. I don't think she's even thought about it. If I don't know. I honestly think that she wants me to do whatever I think is best.
Okay. One last question, because this person here has been really dying to ask you a question, so we'll leave the best to last. This is the last one. Okay, so tell me your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Blixer. And what was it like wearing the costume in season 5, the Batman costume?
It's dope. I was telling somebody earlier, I wish that the one thing I wish. Actually, I'm not gonna say it because it hasn't officially aired here, so sorry, no spoilers. But yeah, watch it, you'll see.
Cool. Okay.
I don't know why I winked, but yeah, that's right.
Right now. Oh my goodness, I am so getting my steps into this. And my knee. Right. Okay, guys. I want you to give Debbie Mazouz a huge
You guys put me through the ringer today, thank you.
Yeah, so we like to kind of put you through the paces here at Manchester. So, guys, a big round of applause to you guys for all being here and for all asking really great questions. Thank you very much.